With a lot of games taking a long time to beat, how do you choose which game to play when you don't have a lot of time to play games? There's a lot of factors involved, so let's look at each factor in this strategy behind choosing a long game to play. I'm Paul with Retro Gaming Arts, and let's go take a look at the factors involved. So before we look at all the factors, the biggest key to enjoying a game to its maximum is to have nothing else on your mind. And that plays a huge role in any game you play, no matter what. So keep that in mind when we look at the factors for choosing a long game to play. So, first things first. You need an estimation of how long the game is, and a quick Google search of how long to beat this game should tell you the answer. And a key element I want to point out before we get started on all this is the first time you go to play a game, you should put about 3 to 7 hours into it at the very first time. And the reason for that is a lot of games have sort of like an introductory period or like a tutorial period, and it takes about 3 to 7 hours for most story-driven games for you to get fully immersed into the game. So I just want to get that out of the way and just say that. So I'll be using my personal example from right now to answer all these questions, to give you an example to show you this strategy in action. So let's get back to the factors of choosing a game. The factors are you currently playing a game and haven't beaten it yet? What are the games on your I want to play list? When will you have time to play them? And the final factor, which plays a large role in the choice, is why do you want to play the game? Games I'm halfway through and haven't beaten yet are Parasite Eve, Final Fantasy 15, Popful Mail, NIER Automata, Persona 5, Silent Hill 3, and Valkyria Chronicles. Now, for me in my particular example, my current playing list and the games I want to play are the same. I want to finish these games or start them more significantly than I already have. And the only game that I want to play that I'm not currently playing is The Last Guardian. So, let's break down all the choices as to where I'm at in each game and why I want to play them. Parasite Eve, I'm 75% through the game. I've beaten it twice in the past. I'm playing it to record footage for future YouTube videos. Final Fantasy 15, I'm 80 hours in, but most of that is just the side quests. I've done almost every side quest, and I'm only halfway through the story. I love Final Fantasies. It's one of the best games I've ever played. It's so good. Oh, man. And Popful Mail, I'm 65% through the game. I'm having a blast playing it. It has so much charm, so much character, so much life. It's so well done. It's amazing. But I'm stuck on a super hard boss and I can't beat him. NIER Automata, now this is the game I think I want to play the most, tied with Persona 5. Silent Hill 3, I'm 85% in. I've already beaten it before. I'm replaying it I want to do a full Silent Hill series on YouTube. And Valkyria Chronicles, I'm 20% in. I've also already beaten it, but I'm replaying it for YouTube footage. So, a goal is forming, and a list to help me prioritize is also forming. The goal seems to be NIER Automata and Persona 5, so I can play The Last Guardian. But do I finish the other games before I start diving into these three? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So let's take a look at when I can play these games. So let's look at my real life schedule. Monday, I repair video game consoles from the time I wake up to about dinner time. So after I eat, I have a few hours to play before I go to bed. Tuesday is the same thing. Tuesday is when I mod all the video game consoles from the time I wake up to about dinner time. So after dinner, I have a few hours to play. Wednesday through Sunday, I work at night, and I usually come home too late to play. So what about Wednesday through Sunday mornings? I can't game in the mornings because that's when I'm making YouTube videos and meeting people in real life to either pick up a console to repair for them or pick up a console to mod for them. I don't have time to play Wednesday through Sunday morning. So it seems I only have about maybe 5 hours on Monday night and 5 hours on Tuesday night to play games. what can be accomplished in those 10 hours. So let's pick some games that maybe can be beaten in those 10 hours to check them off my games I want to beat list. And Popful Mail, Final Fantasy 15, and Parasite Eve now jump to the top of the list. But how do we choose which ones of these to play first? Popful Mail is probably the least time consuming but most enjoyable game on the list. And I just have to really just grind it out and just beat that boss. Final Fantasy 15 may take up to about 20 hours at least to beat. And Parasite Eve I could probably also beat in those 10 hours. So that's it. We're gonna play Popful Mail, Parasite Eve, and then Final Fantasy 15, which leaves NIER Automata, Persona 5, Silent Hill 3, and Valkyria Chronicles. 2 games are brand new and I just only played a little bit into them. In 2 games I've already played and beaten. Silent Hill 3, I'm almost done playing, but I don't want too much time to pass because I don't want to forget the story. And that goes with all games, and that's true for all of them. But NIER Automata, I loved the first NIER so much. I put 140 hours into the first NIER because I just played everything. I talked to everybody, did everything. It was just awesome. So with this, because of how much I absolutely love NIER Automata gets prioritized over the others. So it seems we've created a trend, and this trend is the most critical aspect towards all of this. And the trend is short game, long game, short game, long game, short game, long game. Even though it's essentially short game, long game, long game, short game, long game, medium game, long game, it's still a form factor that's very critical. And the reason why is because you won't burn yourself out if you're giving yourself an enjoyable short experience and then an enjoyable long experience. In varying it, not only by varying the console that the game's on, but also varying the genre of game and also varying the length it's gonna take to beat the games. By creating these variables and sticking to them, that's how you can easily choose a game to play, and that's also how you can get the maximum enjoyment out of your games. It's so important. And what it does is it gives you multiple experiences in a selected span of time instead of just playing all long games in a row and burning yourself out. You'll be playing less games and not being as thrilled. And it's the key. It's the absolute key. Dedicating time to gaming, time management with your gaming, making the correct decisions on the genre, the franchise, the platform, and keeping it varied for yourself. By varying all of these, that's how you can maximize your gaming experience permanently. Time is one of the most unique things because it's something we have none of, but we can also make more of. And with good time management in your gaming, you can truly maximize your gaming experience. I'm Paul with Retro Gaming Arts. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.